If you're watching this, you must love horror, science fiction, B-movies, and weird tales. You can help spread that love by signing up at patreon.com/Lord Blood-Rah. There you can help support the production of Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Theater, presenting the best, worst, and wildest horror and science fiction films ever made. Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Auditorium, the podcast featuring chilling old-time radio horror shows best listened to in the dark. And Capt and Paxar's Star Cadet Hour, the kind of show kids in the 60s and 70s would run home from school to see, featuring classic science fiction heroes like Flash Gordon, Tom Corbett Space Cadet, Captain Zero, and many more. Plus, if you sign up, you'll have exclusive access to content available nowhere else, like Lord Blood-Rah's B-movie reviews, radio episode commentaries, and more. Sign up today at patreon.com/Lord Blood-Rah for the love of horror.
Attention, Star Cadets! Stand by for action! Captain Paxar says prepare to travel time and soar through space while facing the worst villains of the past and the future. Stand by for Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Greetings, Star Cadets! I, Captain Paxar, am speaking to you from the secret headquarters of the Interdimensional Peace Force. Today's mission is as follows. We continue to witness the trial of Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, on the planet Ankapor for crimes he did not commit. Stand by for action as we watch Rocky's many past heroic adventures in The Trial of Rocky Jones, Part 2.
Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, Space Ranger, Space Ranger, starring Richard Crane. In The Trial of Rocky Jones, Chapter 2. When we last saw Rocky Jones, he was imprisoned on Ankapor, a moon where the people live underground. The ruler, Lavalga, believes that Rocky is guilty of attempted murder and pirating a valuable cargo in a stolen spaceship.
You will make your visit as brief as possible.
Thank you, Lavalga. Tough break, Rocky. We'll work it out.
Sure, Biff. Let's get on with the trial.
Look, I don't know anything about being a defense attorney, but I guess I'm the best we've got. With your permission, I'd like to handle the case.
Thanks, Biff. On one condition, if your fee isn't too stiff.
Well, what's our best chance of getting you free?
Pendle Rotondo could prove I didn't attempt to murder or rob Rudy DeMarco. But Dr. Reno and Griff will make sure that Pendle's far away from Ankapor during my trial.
We're dealing with some sharp cookies, Rocky. Well, Vina and Bobby send the best of everything.
Thanks for everything, Biff.
What crime am I charged with, Your Honor?
Oh, Father, I was just straightening up for you.
You run along now, Jonica. This is no place for a little girl.
Greetings, my dear Jonica.
So you're not a child anymore.
Father, please, may I stay?
Well, for a little while.
Come, Jonica. Sit with me,
complainants concerned, Rudy and Griff, have asked that I handle the prosecution against Rocky Jones. With your permission.
Granted, Dr. Reno.
Thank you, sir.
Bring in the prisoner. Rocky Jones, are you represented by counsel?
Yes, Lavolga. My crew member, Biffin Cardoza.
Counsel, please step forward.
Well, here we go for the skipper.
Counsel, are you familiar with the charges?
Completely, sir.
Very well, then proceed.
The Volga? I intend to prove that those three men, Griff, Rudy DeMarco, and Dr. Reno, have conceived a hoax whereby they intended to use you as a tool to murder Rocky Jones.
I object.
Sustained.
Very well. I now call Pinto Vertondo to the stand. Pinto Vertondo. I'm sorry, Lavolga. It appears that Pinto Vertondo has been unavoidably detained. I now call Vina Ray to the stand.
Vina Ray is not a witness in this case.
How do you know? How do you know that she didn't see Rudy DeMarco pick an unfair fight with Pinto Vertondo just so Rocky Jones would come to his aid?
I object.
And how do you know she didn't see Griff steal the necessary keys so that the commander of his spaceship could very cleverly help Rocky escape from prison?
Lavolga, I object.
And I ask you, Dr. Reno, how do you know that Vina Ray...
Lavolga, I object.
Silence, silence.
How do you know that she didn't see Rocky Jones knocked out and carried into the spaceship he was supposed to have stolen?
Lavolga, I object.
Counsel is instructed to adhere strictly to proven facts and the testimony of qualified witnesses.
As my first witness, I call Vina Ray.
I object.
Sustained.
But Lavolga, may I call your attention to Section 43, Article 17, Paragraph 87 of the Penal Code of Ankapor?
Huh?
I quote, "Whensoever a crime on Ankapor involves parties from other worlds, counsel is privileged to call witnesses of past events if he feels he thusly helps his client's defense." Vina, please.
I object.
Objection overruled. Your witness may testify.
Vina, have you ever seen this man Griff before?
Oh, yes, many times. He used to be in the Space Ranger service.
Is there any reason why he would desire to be a party to the death of Rocky Jones?
Yes, there is a reason.
Please, Vina, direct your words to Lavolga.
Lavolga, I wish that someday you could see the Earth headquarters of space affairs. It's all very wonderful. The heart of a system which unites the planets, the planetoids, and the moons of the universe. It's from Earth headquarters that Space Rangers are dispatched in answer to calls for help, regardless of the dangers or distance. And except for Rocky Jones, the entire area would have been destroyed by this man, Griff.
Stay where you are. I'll go out alone.
crew and passengers aboard, eh? Well, that's all right with me. Now, Rocky, switch on blast-off synchronizer.
Rocky.
Go ahead. Start climbing. Take charge of the ship. Hold it.
Stay right there. Griff will be here to take the ship off.
Better be glad you're going along with us. Now move.
Griff, don't turn around. Don't make one false move. Toss your weapon over the side. Take her off, Winky.
But Rocky.
Yeah, come on, quick, take her off. Go with the synchronizer. That's an order.
Rocky, stop him. Get us aboard. You don't know what you're doing.
What am I doing, Griff?
I've got the whole headquarters planted. Any minute now, any second, we're going up in smoke.
Then you better go pull some switches if you want to live. Now, don't try it. Come on.
No space ranger's going to put anything over on me.
Unfortunately for all of us. Yes, even you, Lavolga. Griff was able to escape arrest and punishment.
Thank you, Vina. That'll be all.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets. We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour.
I must thank the Defense Council for directing my attention to this article in the Ankapor Penal Code. I will call Griff to the stand. And what he will testify, La Volga, has only to do with the charges against Rocky Jones. My witness will speak explicitly on the charges against this criminal. You will address your words to La Volga.
La Volga, there is a planetoid named Pra. It's very much like Ankapor. Spaceships with rich cargoes constantly move in and out of its ports. Unfortunately, Pra, too, is plagued with piracy. I had 2 business associates on Pra, Rinkman and Dr. Vanko. We had lost rich cargoes. It was incredible. Rinkman told me the story of what happened to them on Pra.
We didn't have a signal for a landing. Who could possibly land on Pra?
Marco!
Marco!
Markov here.
Who's making a landing?
Nothing's coming into the landing platforms.
Are you blind? Let's have a look, Doc.
Keep the visiograph on, Winky. You'll have to cover me. If they start anything, blast them.
I'll keep my trigger finger ready.
You'll be able to see me materialize out of the ship's invisibility blanket.
Boy, they're going to be even more surprised than they are now. But remember, we don't know how long the coal light will last.
Right.
You can see no spaceship has landed here.
It must have landed. We heard the rockets.
Maybe we're all blind.
What do you think, Doc? You heard it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's fantastic.
We're being paid to know about these things, Vanko. Did a spaceship land or didn't it?
This thing is all beyond me. I have to admit it.
You're going to have to keep up to date, Doc, or you'll be dropped back to Earth and wind up on the exile planet.
Look, there is your answer.
You expecting someone, Rinkman?
And so my men, Rinkman and Dr. Vanko, had finally found an explanation for our vanishing cargoes. It was Rocky Jones' trick of making his spaceship invisible.
La Volga, I object. The facts have been distorted. Griff has only told one incident that happened on Pra.
Objection overruled. Griff, I must say this sounds completely fantastic. Unbelievable.
La Volga, I'd like to call a member of Rocky Jones' crew to the stand. The boy. Bobby? Have you ever been to Pra?
Yes.
Do you believe it's possible to make an object as large as a spaceship completely invisible?
Sure. If you have the necessary freezing units to drop temperature to a minus 243 degrees centigrade.
And did Rocky Jones have these freezing units?
Yes, he did.
Please address La Volga and tell them how you first learned about this phenomenon.
Well, I was on board the orbit jet with Rocky and Winky. And I heard Rocky explaining to him how Professor Newton's cold light worked.
Heat can affect light waves to a point where images that aren't even there can be seen by the human eye, like the mirages that appear on hot deserts.
Oh, sure, I've seen them on the Sahara.
Now, intense cold can have the opposite effect. Blot out images that are actually there. When this lamp is switched on, the rays sent out by the terrifically cold light will make the orbit jet invisible.
Well, how can we fly a ship we can't see?
The cold light will surround the ship, but we'll be able to see everything normally here in the cabins. But no one will be able to see us.
Well, if that can't get us through any defense barrier, nothing can.
Oh, just one point, Winky. We have to fight time. We don't know how long the cold lamp will operate, so stand by to switch it up, huh?
Right, sir.
We're entering cross-gravity field. Switch it on, Winky.
So that's how cold light works.
Astounding. Thank you, Bobby. That'll be all.
I demand that the entire story of Pra be told.
Overruled. I've heard enough for one day. Remove the prisoner and double the guard.
A full guard. Maybe I shouldn't have spent the night reading that law book.
You're doing great, Biff.
Rocky, did I say the wrong thing?
Of course not, Bobby. When you tell the truth, you're always in the right.
Well, let's go eat. But who's hungry?
Run along home now, Jonica. I'll see you later.
Yes, Father.
Goodbye, my pretty one.
Goodbye, Rudy.
I think I'll stick around for a while. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Nice place you have here. I mean Ankapor.
We like it.
So do I. But have you ever been anyplace else?
No, and I don't care to.
I've been lots of places. Almost every place, I guess. With Rocky Jones. I'll bet you don't even know what a gypsy moon is.
I know what a gypsy is. Someone who wanders around all the time.
Yeah, that's right. But I'll bet you never heard about a moon that wanders around all the time.
No, and I don't believe it either.
But I've been on one. If you listen, I'll tell you about it.
Come on, Biff. I think we're in the way.
There isn't only one gypsy moon. There are two. Well, at least there used to be two. One moon was called Visita, and the other Nagato. They used to travel all over every place, tied together by an atmosphere chain. And they sure did hate each other. They'd never seen a spaceship before. But they had airships. And they used to go back and forth fighting each other. But that was before Rocky Jones came along. At first, the rulers of Visita and Nagato sure did hate Rocky. They both tried to kill him. But Rocky stuck to his job and made him shake hands. I've never seen such happy people.
But you say there's only one gypsy moon now. What happened?
It was pretty awful. Rocky figured out the Visita was going to crash into another moon, called Ophiuchus.
And did they?
They sure did. I saw it. I was aboard the orbit jet with Rocky, Vina, Winky, and Professor Newton.
This is the most exciting moment of my life.
How dreadful. And were all those people killed?
Not even one. And only because of Rocky Jones. And Jonica, that's the Rocky Jones those three men are calling a criminal. Please, you've just got to talk to your father about Rocky.
But, Bobby, how did Rocky save all those people?
By taking them away in spaceships. He told Cleolanta, she was the ruler of Ophiuchus, what was going to happen. And that almost was the end of me. Yes, and of Vina and the little baby.
Oh, my baby, hurry, Vina. Take him to the underground shed. That is the only chance.
Bobby, go help them. Run quick, Bobby, run.
Cleolanta, thinking only about her own people, bombarded Visita, hoping to spin it out of the way of Ophiuchus.
But, Bobby, what happened to you and Vin and the little baby?
We found shelter in an old cellar.
Bobby, if we could only get some air in here. If someone would only find us.
We're all right, Vina. Look at the little prince. He knows the danger's over.
Vina, Bobby, are you there?
Down here, Rocky.
Winky, move this stuff.
So it was Rocky again. And then he saved all the people on Ophiuchus. Now, what do you think of my Rocky Jones now?
I think he's just wonderful.
Will you talk to your father, Jonica? The real criminals are Griff, Dr. Reno, and Rudy DeMarco. Will you talk to your father, Jonica?
My father will be fair, I assure you.
Pinto Vortando. Why aren't you here to testify for Rocky Jones?
That's a United World Space Station, but we have to refuel. The Space Ranger will come aboard. Be sure the Pinafotanda's out of sight.
What happens? Where you take Pinto? You should not treat Pinto this way. He's one fine fellow. Why you tie him up again? He says nothing. He does nothing.
Hello, I'm Space Ranger Clark.
Commander Zandorf.
How are you? This is the YC-47, huh? Well, this is a new ship and new faces to me. What's your course, Skipper?
Out of Ankapor, destination Nagato. I'd appreciate a fast refuel.
You got it, Skipper. I'll alert the boys.
Pinto, what are you up to this time? Oh! Please, for once, Pinto's on your side.
What are you trying to say, Pinto?
It's Rocky. Rocky Jones is in trouble. Pinto is not a brave man. In fact, sometimes he's a coward, but we must help Rocky Jones.
I know things look pretty bad, Rocky, but don't worry, something will work out.
Sure, Biff.
Same time, same station, when we again take you into outer space for further adventures with Rocky Jones, Space Ranger.
Well done, Star Cadets! The first phase of our mission was a rousing success! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment!
If you're watching this, you must love horror, science fiction, B-movies, and weird tales. You can help spread that love by signing up at patreon.com/Lord Blood-Rah. There you can help support the production of Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Theater, presenting the best, worst, and wildest horror and science fiction films ever made. Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Auditorium, the podcast featuring chilling old-time radio horror shows best listened to in the dark. And Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour, the kind of show kids in the 60s and 70s would run home from school to see, featuring classic science fiction heroes like Flash Gordon, Tom Corbett Space Cadet, Captain Zero, and many more. Plus, if you sign up, you'll have exclusive access to content available nowhere else, like Lord Blood-Rah's B-movie reviews, radio episode commentaries, and more. Sign up today at patreon.com/Lord Blood-Rah for the love of horror.
Welcome back, Star Cadets. I, Captain Paxar, will now brief you on the second phase of our mission. Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, still on trial on the planet Ankapor, has a surprise character witness take the stand to vindicate him. Stand by for action as we witness the conclusion of The Trial of Rocky Jones, Part 3.
Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, Space Ranger, Space Ranger, starring Richard Crane. In The Trial of Rocky Jones, Chapter 3. When we last saw Rocky Jones, he was imprisoned on Ankapor, the moon where the people live underground. False charges of attempted murder and piracy have been brought against Rocky by Griff, Rudy DeMarco, and Dr. Reno.
We're home, Rocky. The ball game is won.
What?
Clark from Space Station OW9 just landed on Ankapor. Secretary Drake has been alerted and he's on his way here.
Yes, but who told him what was going on? That I was on trial here on Ankapor.
Easy, boy, easy. Don't speed me past this beautiful moment.
Come on, Beth, tell me, who was it?
So beautiful.
Pinto Bertando.
Yeah, Rocky. Griff had him shanghaied out of here on his spaceship. The ship stopped for refueling on Space Station OW9, and Pinto was able to spill everything to Clark.
Where's Pinto?
Clark brought him back here. Vina and Bobby have him salted away, and he just can't wait to talk.
As only Pinto can.
He's our surprise witness, Rocky. And I can't wait to see the expressions on the faces of Griff, Reno, and Rudy. Open up. We're ready for action. Fire one. Boom!
Bring in the prisoner. Counsel will step forward. It is my desire to finish this business of Rocky Jones' trial as quickly as possible.
Yes, sir.
If you have a witness, please proceed.
I call Pinto Bertando to the stand.
Don't worry. Pinto was 1,000,000 miles away.
Pinto Bertando!
Who is it who calls Pinto Bertando? So beautiful. Maybe it's you, or you. But Pinto doubts it very much. Maybe you call Pinto Bertando, huh?
Witness will take the stand.
What Pinto has told you is true. Rocky Jones is completely innocent. Rudy DeMarco hurts Pinto very much until Rocky comes along.
What do you know about the accusation of Rocky stealing a spaceship and pirating a cargo?
A frame-up on Rocky Jones. Pinto heard them. They made Rocky unconscious, put him into a spaceship alone, and it blasts off. Then they put Pinto into a spaceship with two of their henchmen, and we blast off.
Thank you, Pinto. That'll be all.
I would like to call Space Ranger Clark to the stand. As long as counsel for the defense has injected Pinto Vortando into the case, I would like to do my questioning of Clark on the same basis.
Proceed.
How long have you known this beggar, Pinto Vortando?
Oh, quite a while. The Space Ranger is trained to tell the truth.
Will you please tell the Volga about your first meeting with Vortando?
Poor Pinto.
I'm in charge of Space Station OW9. A spaceship requested to be brought in for refuel, and to me this was a routine job. But then I realized that something was wrong. So I tried to barricade myself in the control room.
Clark on Space Station OW9, can you hear me? Clark to Space Ranger Service. An outlaw raiding party has landed. I can't hold out. If you can hear me, send help, OW9. Repeat. If you can hear me, send help on OW9. Repeat. Help on OW9.
You squawk like the pirates are just as useless. Oh, shut up.
Maybe you think your friend Rocky Jones can get here in time to save you, no? Yes? No.
Load everything of value into the spaceship. This squawk that fills space is Pinto's fine friend. Space Rangers don't know what happens till it's too late.
Pinto will not kill you with this. One shot into the gyrocentrifugal control, you're going a fine, bouncy ride.
Pinto, get in the spaceship.
Pinto will be with you in one fast minute.
Rocky, the image is now 280 degrees. Did you change course?
Why not?
The object is bobbing, sir. 290 on the scope. And now 270 again.
Rocky, is something wrong with OW9's gyrocentrifugal?
According to the image reading, yes, Mina. Secure. Alert, Bobby. The gyrocentrifugal stabilizes the space station. That bobbing can mean only one thing. I'll have to try for a blind stab at the landing berth. Correct side slips. Call out high and low readings.
Image dropping from center 265 degrees.
Sharper calls, Biff. I'll try to ram at 270 degrees. Biff, stay at the ready while I go after Clark.
I never thought we could do it, Rocky.
I'll be right back.
Clark. Hi, Rocky. Pinto Vortando. He's on a looting spree. Much of a lead on us? Not much, Rocky. We better get the Silver Moon out of the landing funnel before she's destroyed with the space station.
Very interesting story, Clark, about Pinto Vortando, the pirate. Is this why Secretary Drake gave him a Medal of Honor?
Clark, forgive Pinto, please. Yes? No? Maybe?
Continue, Clark.
Well, I got in the spaceship, the Silver Moon, with Rocky, and we took up the chase. Rocky was at the controls. Vina was trying to patch me up. Then Rocky called us.
Alert! Learn this. We now have image on radar vex. Approaching the challenge. Secure for possible action.
Pinto Vortando.
Near parallel with the flight of the image, sir. Do you think it's a spaceship, Rocky?
Well, we can't be sure. I've chased meteors before when the visiograph wasn't working.
Pinto Vortando's becoming a very rich man. I think Pinto will buy a moon, all of his own.
Prepare to fire 2 missiles on a 5-count, Biff. Explosives set for directly in path of image. Ready?
Ready, sir.
Fire one.
Fire one.
Who is it who shoots at Pinto Hurtado? Who is it who shoots at Pinto?
Prepare to fire third missile, Biff. Explosives off, but shock object with direct hit.
Ready, sir.
Fire! Who is it who shoots at Pinto Hurtado?
It's a spaceship, all right. A meteor wouldn't have broken its flight pattern. Set magnet, Biff. We'll lock alongside and board.
Yes, sir.
Position! We must kill or be captured! Pinto surrenders to superior forces.
Get overboard the ship, Biff.
You may step down, Clark. So, Rocky Jones hopes to gain his freedom through the testimony of a man whom the Space Rangers admit is a scoundrel and a bandit. Now I ask you, La Volga, can such a man tell the truth? I demand that Pinto Hurtado's testimony be stricken from the records and that he be removed from this court.
La Volga, I would like to call Bobby to the stand.
I think that Pinto Hurtado is a very fine man, and brave, too. Sure, he's made mistakes, but I'll bet Rocky will agree he deserves a Medal of Honor that big. And if Rudy and Dr. Reno had had their way, there wouldn't be a United Worlds today. Not even an Ankapor.
What are you saying?
If it hadn't been for Rocky Jones, there'd be ice covering the whole surface of Ankapor. Professor Mayberry and Secretary Drake were the first to find out about the sun going cold. Of course, everybody was scared, but it certainly wasn't the time to be in a panic.
The true state of the sun is known only to us here and the scientists who have worked with Professor Mayberry. This is top security. Inadvertently, perhaps, you might release the news.
Why not? Why not shout it, the sun is going cold? The fools! Can't they feel it, see it for themselves? Why let them go on laughing? Tell them how ice will bury their cities.
I prefer to wait and hope until the last possible moment.
The tragic hypocrisy of Drake and the Space Rangers. That's the way history will be written in another land, under another sun.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Or perhaps you and the chosen few will be there to temper the words. Mr. Secretary?
The only hope of reviving the heat of the sun was to fire a Tortanic missile into it. 2 of them were made, but we only got 1 as far as Torita, our firing base.
Oh, Professor Mayberry was right. There does seem to be a crust over the sun. Well, we only have 1 Tortanic missile to fire to try to crash through the sun. Might as well be on its way.
Do you need me, sir, or may I wait here?
Oh, you can wait here. I'll join you after I fire the missile.
If the missile is fired successfully, we'll be taken back to Earth as prisoners. There's only one thing we can do. Rocky, you're not going to fire the missile at the sun. At least, not until you bargain for our safe return to Herculon.
So, you can outthink a man with a weapon. All right. But I've got my fists. I've licked you before in a fight, and I'm going to do it again.
I was reading one of Bobby's books, learning what I could about the history of Earth. There was a man once who said, everybody talks about the weather, but nobody ever does anything about it. That's all changed now.
And so, Lavolka, because of Rocky Jones, the sun shines brightly and warm again.
Yes, Lavolka, the Titanic missile saved the United Worlds. Yes, even Ankapor. Bobby, who conceived and designed this important missile?
Professor Mayberry.
And who else, Bobby?
Well, you did, Dr. Reno. The two of you worked together.
Thank you, Bobby. That is all. You can certainly render your verdict in the case now, Lavolga.
So far, one point has been proved, that I am right in ignoring a man's past. I have heard here that Rocky Jones is a great hero, and again that he is a sorcerer who used the magic of invisibility for nefarious gains. I witnessed a strong friendship between the Space Rangers and Pinto Bortando. And again, a Space Ranger has told me that Pinto is a contemptible bandit. I repeat that I am wise in remaining aloof from foreign intrigue and entanglements. Therefore, I will judge Rocky Jones solely on the facts as they happened here on Ankapor, together with what I have seen with my own eyes. Rocky Jones, I... Soon. Get to the tunnels, quickly! The whole building will fall. Do as he says. Get out of here! You heard my order. Go with the others. Pinto's no space ranger. You don't boss him around. Come, we saved the man. Why? Pinto does not know. And we've got to get out of here fast. Hey, where are you going? Don't try to stop us. Rudy, lock him in the workshop.
Griff and I will prepare the ship to blast off. Move! Come on, move.
Sure he will, Jonica.
The only light we have is from the Silver Moon circuit. It's not much, but it's the best we can do.
Thank you so much.
Conditions in City Cave are favorable. The people are quiet. They have great confidence in you. But our oxygen reading is low, dangerously low.
I'll do what I can.
I made a complete survey, Rocky, and there isn't a chance to dig out.
Rocky Jones in the spaceship Silver Moon, below the surface of Ankapor. If you can hear me, come in. Come in.
Secretary Drake's spaceship should be here soon. Johnny!
Father,
I'm so glad you're all right.
it was Rocky Jones who saved us.
Emergency. Rocky Jones in spaceship Silver Moon, the XV-3, below the surface of Ankapor. Come in if you hear me.
Rocky, the oxygen is running low. Isn't that an answer?
And you're that fellow who didn't need help from nobody.
Pedro!
Yes, Pedro, save the oxygen.
Rocky Jones in the XV-3, if you can hear me, come in.
There is a faint signal, Mr. Secretary.
This is Rocky Jones in the XV-3, below the surface of Ankapor. Come in.
Rocky, we're nearing Ankapor.
But your signal sounded as though you were 1,000,000 miles away.
Professor Mayberry. And Secretary Drake, Rocky. Ankapor needs help, Mr. Secretary. There's been an earthquake, and we're sealed in below the surface. Perhaps you have a missile aboard that can blast the nerve vent through the surface. Yes, Rocky. We have one Trotanic missile on our ship.
Trotanic? Gosh, Rocky, air or nowhere, I won't like riding on the target.
You'll have to pinpoint your shot, Mr. Secretary, or it will only add to the destruction. Give us the target reading, Rocky. We'll do our best. Wait a minute, Mr. Secretary. Let me try to control the missile with a magnetic guide. Go into a dive and release on signal. I'll try for a surface hit just missing the Silver Moon. Yes, Rocky. That's our best way.
Will it work, Pinto?
Sure. Didn't Rocky think of it?
Gain altitude, Mr. Secretary. Give me a countdown. Clear the ship.
Hey, Rocky.
Clear the ship, Biff. Go to the passageway and wait there till after the explosion.
$20,000, Rocky. 15. 10. 5, Rocky.
Fire missile.
Goodbye, La Volga. Thanks for your hospitality.
Goodbye. Many thanks to you, Professor Mayberry.
To think I almost let those men go free. And I almost sentenced Rocky Jones to death.
But you didn't. And you've done the United Worlds a real service. by allowing those criminals to be extradited.
I assure you, Secretary Drake, from now on, Ankapor will not be a haven for criminals.
I'm glad to hear that. Your ship will lead, Rocky.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. Biff, get the Silver Moon ready. Mina, Bobby, up the ladder.
Bye, Jonica.
I'm sorry, Pinto, but you'll have to go on the prisoner ship.
Why is Pinto a prisoner? What has he done now?
No, Pinto. We want you to guard the prisoners.
Ah, for that, Pinto gets another Medal of Honor. Yes? No? Maybe?
Rocky, there really isn't any way of thanking you for saving my country, my people, and my daughter. I'm so grateful for your help.
Thank you, La Volga. We might need help someday, and I'm sure you'll be there.
Great job, Star Cadets! The Captain will debrief you in a moment when Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour returns!
Mission accomplished, Star Cadets. You've all served with valor and honor. Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, and I, Captain Paxar of the Interdimensional Peace Force, salute you. You may now stand down until we meet again at the appointed time coordinates, when we will again undertake a daring mission through time, space, and alternate dimensions. Until then, Star Cadets, always remember, keep the peace.